All right, welcome to Never Press Pause. This is episode 14. We're in front of a live studio audience once again. This is the second time. Thank you. That's a slow roll clap in. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thanks to Hembry Studios. Thanks to Chad Hembry, everybody, Dwayne, everybody that's helped out. Guys, thanks for getting us set up. Thanks for getting us hooked up here and getting us in front of another live audience. We love to talk, like I said just a little bit ago, but most importantly, we like to talk about movies, games, everything else. So, episode 14, Never Press Pause. We're getting ready to rock it out. So, here we go. I am Bill Yarnell, gamertag Yarnasty590. To my left, we have
Lyle Bailey, gamertag LBX.
And to my right,
Jeremy Grant, gamertag KY Guy78.
And we're still working on getting G-Baby to change it.
Yeah.
So, and I was thinking the other day, because I was running through the school, and I was looking out, and I wanted to see the G-Baby Mobile. What do you think? Call it the G-Baby Mobile, what he drives? Maybe get him like a little motorcycle with a sidecar as well?
Maybe a scooter.
A scooter.
Maybe I'm thinking merchandising at this point, like G-Baby shirts and wristbands.
What if he goes to prison? Free G-Baby. You got to change the gamer tag. That's all we're thinking. So get rid of that Kai guy and go to G-Baby. Guys, Never Press Pause. You can hit us up at yahoo.com. That is our email. Follow us at Twitter at Never Press Pause. G-Baby's constantly hitting that up for specials. Join our fan page on Facebook, neverpresspause.com. Also, breonline.com. Find us there. That's where our episodes will be. And just recently, we hit YouTube, guys.
Yes, we did.
Chad's got us rolling on YouTube, so please check us out on YouTube. Get us some
Just
views.
search Never Press Pause.
Yeah, if you search
like
Never
it.
Press Pause, we come up and like it. Yeah, like the episodes.
Please check that out when you get a chance. And it's the full episode. Mm-hmm. It's not cut up into segments or anything like that. Chad's working hard getting us on there, so we really appreciate that. And let's talk about our blogs real quick. G-Baby over here blogging like crazy. He's the master of the pen. And now it is on our website, neverpresspause.com. You can check out our blogs there now instead of just going to our blog
if
spot.
you check it out every day, we usually have a little update. Either something's on sale or something, just a updated piece of news for the day. That's
I try to put something up there every day just to kind of get people to the site. And
also give link. We give show videos, give links to other things you may not know about and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's showing trailers, everything like that. He's really doing well with that. So thank you for that. Keep it up. All right, that'll be about it for hitting us up. You guys ever got any questions, comments, or concerns? That's where you can find us. Don't be afraid to hit us up on that. You guys, let's keep to the tradition. Let's talk about what we've been playing. I know it's not changed much since our last episode over break, but anything changed? I know you guys have been playing a little bit different games, playing some different stuff.
Been playing, Call of Duty mostly. Still playing that. Most people know I had a son over the Christmas break, and it has definitely, as these guys can attest, I don't get to play as much as I usually did.
Or at all.
But I wouldn't trade it for nothing. But Call of Duty's the best game for me to play right now because I can play it and just stop playing it for a little bit, go, rock him to sleep or whatever, and do that kind of stuff. So I still haven't lost my touch yet, though.
No, you're still pretty good. My favorite is, though, when you say, all right, I got to go, and then you stay, and I forget to kick you from the party, and then I have an extra man on my team that's just getting shot over and over.
Oh, okay. That happens?
Yeah, that's happened a couple times. So if you don't mind, just hit that middle button, hold it down, and then turn off your console for us. That would really help us out. Grant, I know we talked today while we were online. We did not have to work today. What were you playing? What'd you finish up?
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
And how was it?
Very, very good game. I was not expecting it to be a full game. They'd kind of build it just as Assassin's Creed with multiplayer.
That's what
which I haven't. I've fooled with the multiplayer a little bit just to see what that was like, and it's kind of cool. But the story, the campaign is very involved. I mean, it's a full experience. I put just as much time into it as I have Assassin's Creed 2, and finished that up today, and it has an ending that literally my jaw dropped.
Blow your mind.
Yeah, it was very camping.
Very intense. Thank you, favorites, for that joke.
But yeah, that's one I think because of Black Ops and all these other big games coming out this year, a lot of people may have missed out on. That's one you probably want to check out. And I know a lot of places have been having it on sale for $30 and $35. That's probably a good price for the amount of gameplay you're going to get out of it.
All right. Well, I've yet to play and beat Assassin's Creed 2. I never did finish one. I barely even got started on that. So that'll be something I'm looking into. If somebody was to come up and ask you on the street, Dylan, Coach Arnell, you're nasty 590. He's the best at this game. What would you say? Plants vs. Zombies is the absolute correct answer. Got Plants vs. Zombies over break. I beat it, and I'm still playing it. Got my Zingard going. I know I talked about that. I've been playing that in between that and Call of Duty Black Ops. But yeah, Prestige again on Call of Duty. But Plants vs. Zombies, it's got a new twist every time I play it. I don't know why. I'm really, really enjoying it. And probably continue to play that in my next playthrough. I'm on level 4 already, so I think there's 5 or 6 levels on that, and then 10 levels for each one of those. So
Got all the achievements for it?
I do not have all the achievements. One of them is just use sunflowers, walnuts, and the chompers to beat a level. So I mean that would be probably pretty tough, but I think I am probably the best at it.
do
so
that.
I may have to do that.
Speaking of achievements, I want to admit to something that I played and got solely just for the achievements.
You finally got it.
Was the backyard baseball sand lot sluggers or whatever?
You play for 5 minutes.
You play for about 2 hours and you're going to get about 800 achievement points out of that one.
and you did it.
Yeah, it's a horrible game. The controls are awful, but it's okay. It's so easy. You get. I think I got it's either 780 or 800 points.
When did this guy become so big on his gamer score?
Wow. I do know another easy achievement game, and I know Jeremy's played it. It was a free download on Xbox. Was the Doritos
Crash Course.
Crash Course. Any of y'all play that? That game is fun.
It's still
It's
free.
pretty fun. It's free. It's like what's the show where the people jump over?
It's kind of like Wipeout.
Wipeout. The show Wipeout. It's pretty much that. It's free. You try to jump over stuff, and
Yeah, and
it gets pretty hard. Like one part was so frustrating.
Yeah, and it's your avatar doing it, and it's still free on there. If you have to go in and find it through Game Marketplace. What's called Doritos Crash Course.
It's got 200 gamer score points, and
You can get those pretty easy.
The full 200 is kind of hard. You have to put a little bit of time in, but to get like 100 is just play the game. So that's pretty fun.
So Doritos Crash Course, go ahead and download that if you can,
Yeah.
if you want some gamer score bump up. And all right, so that should about wrap up what we've been playing. Anybody been watching anything different? Anybody got anything going on? Tosh.0 new season just came out last night. That and the Onion Sports Dome.
Yes.
I watched those back to back before I got online, and pretty funny stuff. Tosh.0 still bringing it. A little crazy to start off the season. Did some stuff that I was like, oh wow, okay.
You can't do that on
Yeah,
television.
you can't.
Yeah,
do that
like
on
going
television.
to a
Playground?
and standing on a merry-go-round and nude.
in front of 3 children.
Yes. Yeah, that
So-
He probably had like a thong on. Or
yeah,
something.
that and
Yeah,
He
they did
had
have
to
it
have
blurred out, so
something.
he could have.
that and then the Acme rape trap that he had.
What?
That sounds bad.
Yes.
Ben Roethlisberger was
Yeah,
the
it
one.
was Ben Roethlisberger was the one that was doing it. It was the bedroom intruder guy,
Yeah.
and they're trying to catch a rapist, and so he goes and stands underneath this box and is
booty
just saying
shorts,
things like,
red
"Oh,
booty
look at
shorts."
how I'm dressed. I'm asking for it." And then a guy in a Ben Roethlisberger jersey runs up and tackles him, and they pull his stick out, and the box lands on top of him. And he was like, "I'm still getting raped by Ben Roethlisberger."
Hey, really good episode. Brings me to my point. Tosh.0. Daniel Tosh, what do you? Is he funny and not funny? Haha. What do you? I mean, can we get to the bottom of this? I mean, did anybody got any opinions on Daniel Tosh? Is he funny?
You all went to a show. Was
Yeah.
he funny at a show?
Do you think he? I don't even want to get into it, but he
Yeah,
kind of freaks me out sometimes with the boys. I don't know. He just gets a little over the top, and he did that last night. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty over the top stuff. So, I was just wondering. That was really on my mind. I don't know why. Another one was the Sports Dome, the Onion Sports Dome,
Yes.
and just basically parodies, just like the Onion. And they had some funny stuff in there.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the meth heads, the meth head versus the invisible snakes.
My favorite though was Who Would You Kill?
Yeah,
And the guy on the right, when he started screaming, sounded just like the story guy from the internet a couple years back. The black and white in the trees in the woods. Unforgiven guy. Thank you.
Yes.
Guy, they're on top of it tonight. Thank you, Jay.
Those guys know their internet.
Yeah, they know their internet. So And when he just goes crazy about putting them in wood chippers and
He's like, I'll line them up all in a row and get a sniper rifle, and just it keeps going and going.
yeah, but he was so way off on the sniper rifle because that was
Yeah.
like a fully automatic sniper
Yeah.
rifle. It wasn't single shot at all. He was
And
just
what
like,
got me is like, I was like, okay, they're gonna make up sports people. And
No,
stuff.
they did
no,
real
it's
people,
real sports
yeah.
people.
yeah. So, and what was the death count? It was like death count was like 56 by the
Yeah.
end or something. So those are two good shows on Comedy Central that just came out. So check those out if you want. Anything else? You've been watching anything? You got any movies you went to see?
No.
No? Anything? I know you went to see.
I saw True Grit.
True Grit.
I was not impressed. Did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. It's a Coen Brothers
Hecklers.
Western, so it's very Coen Brothers-esque, but that does not suit a Western. You know, as they have billed that movie where they call it like redemption and revenge, and it's just a whole lot of talking.
It was a whole lot of horrible movie back when it came out the first time.
There are some great parts in the movie, but as a whole, I was not as impressed as I thought I would be.
How was Matt Damon?
Matt Damon is fine. It's basically a cameo. He just kind of shows up every so often. He's in the movie for about 10 minutes. Then he disappears for a while. Then he shows up and he's in it for another 10 minutes. But yeah, I know it's getting a lot of Best Picture buzz and stuff, and with them making the nominees 10, I could see it getting that. But
I still
it's
don't agree with
definitely
that,
not
but we'll
one
get
of
to
the
that
5
later.
best movies I've seen this year.
We'll get to that when the Oscars roll back around.
I did watch rented The Last Exorcism, and it was a decent movie.
See, all the kids said that sucked, but
It wasn't that. I thought it would be a lot more scary, but it was decent.
I did get
The ending was pretty crazy.
the new Friday the 13th. No, the Freddy.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. We've
The
got
next
that
Friday?
on. Yeah, the next Friday. I think Ice Cube's in this
Yeah.
one, and he's got long fingernails or something.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So, but we've got that on Netflix. So me and Liz got to watch that coming up here shortly because I'm gonna need somebody to hold my hand during the scary parts because I hate scary movies. What'd you say?
We have a volunteer to hold
Thank
your
you,
hand.
thank you, Kyle. So, what we've been watching, what we've been playing, that about covers that. We're
Oh, we
wrapping
got
up.
one thing. I've played it a lot. Jeremy's played it some. Mark, he's been playing it. Is the new Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, yeah.
That game's awesome. That's a
is.
fun game.
So we're giving that one a shout out.
Yeah, that game. The coolest thing about it is when you do a race or whatever, or you're a cop. Like at the end, it shows everybody on your friends list that's played it and where they rank, and all you want to do is get to the top of the list. So there was somebody on my friends list that had played one race like 40 times just to get to the top of the list.
Yeah,
Can
and-
you pair up with like DJ Snipe and then like kill people across the map? Because I can do that in Codbo.
You could wreck people. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. No, I heard you guys talking about while we're playing. You guys will be playing that and the racing. So
That's not really racing.
can't you play as teams though? Like a bunch of you are cops and then a bunch of
The
racers.
coolest part, I think, is being a cop, using like all your. You've got an EMP shot.
Ty his head just shot up. He's smiling ear to ear. He's like, "That's
You
what I
can
wanna
call
do."
in like roadblocks, so you're racing, and the thing is, you can run into it too. But all the police line up, or you can pass the racers and drop a
Spike
strip. You can call in a helicopter, which it really doesn't do much. I don't think the helicopter
Keeps the spotlight on the car, maybe.
It does that, and it'll drop its spike strip. But I didn't like that too much. But it's really fun.
So maybe somebody let me borrow that before you sell it back, since you're the king of sellback.
Yeah.
All right. I just like to get a little touch, a little bump of it right before you resell. So,
I also played the Undead Nightmare. I got
yes.
that for Christmas.
Did we talk about that on the last episode?
I think we might have mentioned it. But
Yeah. I didn't want to talk too much about it because I don't know if you'd played it at the time. But
for the price that is and the gameplay you get out of it, it's worth it.
yeah, and a whole bunch more stuff to do, running around a little bit, and then you got to go back. Towns will come back under siege.
Yeah.
You got to go back and shoot them.
Which that got a little repetitive, but I enjoyed how they incorporated the characters from the first game, and
Seth's
some
crazy.
of some of them play a big part. Some of them they just kind of show up in zombie form, and Rockstar did a great job with that.
The only thing I don't like is the you have to basically use sharpshooter. You have to get in there and really get a headshot to kill the zombies. The leg shot's not going to drop them.
Didn't they give you extra?
They gave you extra Deadeye.
Or
Deadeye, and so you have to use Deadeye at all times. I mean, dropping zombies. The only one I couldn't get was the kill 5 zombies in 8 seconds with the sniper rifle. And that was the only one. I do remember Fendrix and Matt playing that the whole Christmas break while we were all trying to play Codbo. So did you guys enjoy it as much as we did, Fendrix? Just grinning back there. Just grinning ear to ear.
Yep,
So.
I did.
But
Now I got to go back to Save a Lot.
oh, Kyle's got to drive them. It's been snowing out.
They carpool together.
So, anybody else got anything they've been playing out there? Matt, you been playing anything on the old Xbox there, PlayStation 2?
Deathworm on iPhone.
Deathworm on iPhone?
Yes.
Whoa, watch your mouth. There's kids in the room.
Bad butt. Cut the rope on iPhone.
Yeah, everybody's played that one.
Um,
Why don't you talk about Angry Birds too?
Oh,
Nobody's heard of that
We've
one.
got that. Bailey and I have got the iPhone game.
The
to
best
talk about.
iPhone game ever. It could be priced $10. I'd still buy it again. Was Game Dev Story. That
Well,
game,
can you explain game dev and
that
what-
game is awesome.
game developer? Is what it's short
You're
for.
a game developer, and you don't actually play any games, but like you're a small company and you make up games, and it gives you certain genres to use and all this stuff. And I don't know, it's just so fun. Yeah, I played from a full battery to a dead battery, which
I refuse to pay over $1 for a game.
Yeah,
so
And
I'm
it
not
was
gonna
$1 when Bailey
and I
texted me. and-
Totally. Did
you
not
don't
do it.
want to pay for nothing.
Yeah,
So you didn't even text me about it, but I would have if I'd have known
yeah,
that.
it's a great game.
But-
It is a fun game. I played the.
I like the funnest part is coming up with the names for the game. Like, and if your game makes the Hall of Fame, which you have to get like 9s and 10s on reviews, you can make sequels. So I've got this whole like brand of Death Guns with a Z as my shooter special.
He's
I
so
don't know if I
happy.
should.
Did you
I
see
don't-
how happy
I don't
he
know if
was?
I should.
It's so fun. Like I got Death Guns. I got some kind of motion golf game. It's
Yeah,
called,
I've got I made a dating sim that I called Call of Booty.
and it's so because there's these end of the year awards, and it would be like, oh, Call of Booty just won best game design.
Best
of the year.
sound.
Now, did you ever win Game of the Year?
No, I've
Neil,
won
have you
runner
ever-
up. I don't know how many. I've won runner up like for 10 years in
I
a row.
think I've never got all 10s. You get 4 reviewers always review.
Right.
I always get.
I
Like,
played the
the best
never-
I've got is 3 10s and a 9.
I've never got 4 10s, so maybe that's the only way to get Game of the Year. But every Game of the Year is a knockoff of like some real game.
Yeah,
Like,
and then they'll repeat after so long. The same game will win Game of the Year 2 or 3 times.
yeah, like one game was called like Barrio Brothers, and all the systems are like knockoffs.
When the new systems would come out, you were like,
Like
oh,
the
that's
PlayStasis
Nintendo.
or something
yeah,
like
or something silly like that.
Nintendo is their
So,
Nintendo.
so that's game dev story. Game
I
developer
think it's
story.
$3.99.
yeah, it's
right?
$3.99 normal.
$3.99.
We got it for.
I'm hoping it
99
goes
cents.
back down in price, but I'm guessing it probably won't.
You go spend $59 on a game, and you won't spend $3.99 on a game.
Don't judge me.
Yep.
Don't judge
that.
me.
All right, we need to.
All right, well, guys, that will take us into our first break. This is Never Press Pause,
What's
episode
coming up?
14. Coming up, we will get into our games and movies of the year and wrap up our year in movies. All right, welcome back to Never Press Pause. This is episode 14. We are live in front of a studio audience. Thank you guys very much for coming out. They warming up.
Very
They're
special.
warming up.
A very special episode.
A very special
Special
episode,
episode.
episode 14. We are wrapping up our year in review, and we are getting into our games and movies of the year.
A sweet tea of the year.
Sweet tea of the year may go to Smokehouse Grill.
Yes, I think so. That's
Thank you
great.
guys for
Sweet
having
tea.
us, and once again, thank Embry Studio, thank Tech Talk for having us here tonight in front of the audience. So,
Good chicken and dumplings, too.
Good chicken and dumplings too. They're
the
very
ribeye
good.
sandwich cannot be beaten. So, thank you guys very much. All right, let's do it. Movies of the year. Let's start with movies. Let's start with what we've been watching. Movies of the year. We'll talk about our top 3 each. I know some of them will mix and match.
I don't even know if I have it.
If it's on our top 3, we'll talk about it. If you liked it, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. So, all right, Grant, give me one of yours.
All right, I'll start with the movie that a lot of people think is going to win Best Picture and has already won a lot of critics awards and stuff. But to me, the best movie this year was The Social Network. I really thought that movie was just very entertaining, very kind of spot on, and the job that Jesse Eisenberg, the guy that plays Mark Zuckerberg, does with making him seem like a complete jerk at some points, but then there's other times where you just feel sorry for him. It's he should probably win Best Actor this year.
Seeing the 60-minute interview with Zuckerberg, he's a weird cat. So
Yes.
I mean, have you
Yeah,
seen?
I watched that interview. He
Yeah,
seemed
so
a little different.
like the guy's weird.
Yeah, I think
Weird.
I think so. I think that the book that it's based on. After I saw the movie, I read the book called The Accidental Billionaires, and the book reads like a tabloid article. Basically, it's it's more focused on these are what these guys were like, the extracurricular stuff, the girls they were going out with, the stuff they were doing, and the way they kind of combined all of that into a narrative, which the book is real linear. What I liked about the movie is there's these two competing lawsuits going on, and you see the flashbacks, so they just kind of, you don't know which one is taking place where. Aaron Sorkin did a great job adapting that screenplay.
He's a mastermind.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great.
And there's I'm going to pick up the Blu-ray on it, but there's a 2-hour making of documentary, and that was one of the things is people said said that everything is so like the ums and you're talking and you're stammering and stuff. He said all that's in the script. He wrote all that. He wanted it to sound that way, and for a movie to get that kind of notoriety and basically not have any big stars in it. Justin Timberlake's probably the biggest name in it, and his role is
threat right there,
pretty
JT.
small. But that to me is the best movie of the year.
So we got Social Network, and that's on a lot of the critics' picks as well.
Yes.
But one of those movies, I know I talked about it as soon as it came out. That's all I talked about. I wanted to see it. I couldn't wait to see it. It looks so good. I think the music to the intro was just I just wanted to see it. What haven't I seen? The Social Network. So I can't wait. I'll probably borrow it from you if you do get it on Blu-ray, just to check out the movie. But we're working on it. Yes, Miss Lakin, question.
We were wondering over here why you two have the things on your laptop and Bailey doesn't.
Because Bailey just got his
Way to
laptop.
derail
That's
the
a
train of
just-
thought, Lakin.
Great
Good job.
question, Lakin. You're going to be...
You shouldn't speak until spoken to.
10
But
minutes.
you did. You were spoken to.
10 minutes until you get to talk again, so just keep that in mind. Movie of the year for me, Inception. Twist turns, awesome graphics, some cool special effects. I just thought all around good movie. Watch that YouTube video. We talked about that a while back, how they put all 4 clips showing you in real time what was going on throughout the movie. Kind of puts it all in perspective for you. I'd have to go with Inception, but of course I love Leonardo DiCaprio right now. So
That I got the Blu-ray for Christmas. Watched it again, and you pick up new little things watching it the second time through.
I got the Blu-ray too, and I haven't watched the special features yet. I'm waiting a little bit.
Well, I watched the one on how they did the hotel fight scene with Gordon Joseph Levitt.
with like little limited special
Yeah,
effects.
basically they had the set on a crane, and they would just turn it, and then they would do whatever it was they were going to do, and they would have them like lean to the next wall. It's called cut, flip it, and then just pick up.
So, Inception for me. I would have to go Social Network. Anything you saw this year that just stuck
Inception's mine, but I would like to give a shout out to a movie that's probably not on many movie of the year lists. That would be the next Karate Kid, or the Karate Kid.
The next
That movie,
Karate Kid.
movie's awesome.
That
love
movie,
the Karate
we did
Kid.
all go see that together.
Yes, we did.
And we wore our 3D glasses, even though it wasn't in 3D. And the kicks were out of this world. It was good. I did
The little
enjoy
Chinese
it.
kid's tough.
I liked how
wouldn't
it
fight
was
him.
different from the original enough to say it wasn't. It didn't follow it.
But I liked the
Psycho
parts that
or-
it was kind of the same. There was a lot of parts that was the same, which I kind of liked.
Johnny never did put him in a body bag.
No.
So,
he didn't sweep the leg either.
Yeah,
Because what doesn't exist in this dojo?
Fear, pain, mercy.
Mercy.
I was getting ready to say Bailey doesn't remember.
Bailey remembers. Go ahead. Another one you got?
Oh, I was just thinking about like movies that maybe weren't critically, like, oh, this is the best movie, but movies that I enjoyed this year. Iron Man 2 would be one of those for me.
Shutter Island was pretty good.
I hated Shutter Island's ending. I just hated that ending. I was like,
Yeah, I
what?
liked it. It was a
Yeah, like I'm going back through my Netflix queue, just looking at some.
I enjoyed The Town.
Yeah, I got
really
that
enjoyed
today.
The Town.
Looking really forward to watching that.
The best part of The Town was my company, who I got to go with. So that made that movie.
Dude, we are in public.
that was sweet.
Taking it off from the crowd.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Book of Eli came out early in the year.
Yeah.
And I mean that blew us away.
Yeah.
I remember going and telling everybody that he was the devil and trying to really throw him off track.
Yeah.
But that's on HBO.
And I
Isn't
was
he deaf? Isn't that the thing of the movie?
yeah I was telling you all that Entertainment Weekly, they named their worst movies, and that was their worst movie of 2010. But that's a movie that we all three enjoyed.
So saying the critics are silly. That's my point. The critics are absolutely silly.
Yeah, I'll tell you another movie that I really enjoyed that I watched over the Christmas break was Easy A. I thought that was just as good as any comedy that's came out in a while.
You'd said that, and they were calling that the next Mean Girls or whatever.
Yeah, and it's similar. It's kind of got that same kind of sarcastic tone about high school, but I think especially us being around high school and teenagers, those movies, like, we really go for authenticity more than just, oh, it was a fun movie. And that's how kids are with one another and how they talk and stuff. So
True story. Anything else you've got before we jump in? All right, Entertainment Weekly. Tron was all right. I mean,
all right.
just because it's close to your name, Troy.
No,
no,
it was good. It
I
was.
mean, it was good, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say great.
Troy, why didn't he use his powers at the end, right at the start of the movie? It'd have been. Why didn't he use it?
I got a quick question, but I think you and I will agree. Worst movie of 2010.
The Winter's Bone. What was it?
I was going Predators.
Oh, Predators was miserable.
Was The
I don't know how
Road
Book of
this
Eli
year?
is. The Road was terrible too.
Oh, I hated
Predators.
Predators was miserable. We watched it together.
Predators. I wanted to go ask for my money back. Like,
It was that bad.
I want to go find Robert Rodriguez and beat him up.
I want to find Adrian Brody and beat him up again. I
Break
liked
his
him
nose,
for a while.
too. He's got a big old
huge schnauzer. So
Even
That's a
Danny
dog.
Trejo couldn't say that movie.
no,
Haven't seen it yet.
but
It,
thanks.
it came out on video this week though.
Not too bad. Any other movies anybody saw this year that they really enjoyed or didn't enjoy? Or
Oh, I liked Paranormal Activity too. I liked that movie. That
Yes.
movie was pretty good.
okay, you got a couple thumbs up from that. Fender, did you see anything good? He doesn't even know.
No,
where we are.
you got to quit you're putting
Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows, Fighter. Did you see it? Was it good? Just start.
Wait, what was in?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg,
Oh, no,
Christian
I,
Bale.
didn't,
wanted to
I
see.
thought Fight. Have you all seen the movie Fight? They had like 3 fights in the whole movie.
That was like 3 years ago. Oh man, dude, what did you
It
just
was
have a
bad.
kid or something?
I mean, we could probably segue into the slide over
So,
here.
Entertainment Weekly came out. Well, it didn't come out, just ran the numbers. And top grossing movies of 2010. Number 1, Toy Story 3. You weren't a man if you didn't cry at the end.
I didn't.
I'm
cry.
not
I'm a
man.
little boy.
I'm not a man.
Yes, I don't know.
I didn't think it was that sad.
I didn't either.
I didn't think Toy Story 3 was all that great. It may just be
I
that
think
I'm
Kyle
older.
Cornett said he cried like a
But
baby.
Toy Story, the first Toy Story was great. Second one was, I think maybe it's just a product of getting older. But
Maybe it's because I took my toys to college with me, and I still had them, and I
did your
didn't have to.
mom accidentally donate them?
No,
first?
I packed them into my suitcase, and when I got to college, I just picked them out, and I was, sitting there playing with G.I. Joe and whatnot, my first day of school. I don't know. I'm with you. It just wasn't as sad as I thought it was going to be. Everybody was talking about. It was a good movie.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
I mean, it was
I liked
Toy
the bear.
Story.
Bear was my favorite character.
What would?
Lots of hugs.
Lots of hugs.
Lots of love.
Lots of
Lots of
hugs.
hugs.
Something like that.
He was awesome.
This one really surprised me. I don't know about you guys. Alice in Wonderland. Johnny Depp, 3D, coming back, making a strong, and that was one of the ones that really pushed 3D at the
Did you
beginning.
see it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that-
saw that. I rented it.
I
on
hated it.
Netflix.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I think that's one of the things is it was Disney's first big 3D movie, and people were like, "We got to go check this out." And I heard the 3D was pretty good in theaters.
I didn't even see it. You guys know my take on 3D. Not a big fan. Alice in Wonderland, probably one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. It wasn't
new
a bad
one?
movie. No, the old cartoon was not a bad movie. Maybe if I was on LSD at the time, it would have been better. I don't know. Just like
It
the
just
guy when he
wasn't.
wrote
I
it.
didn't like it at all.
So it was a little different. And didn't you say it combined both books?
Yes.
Kinda
It
combined both
combined
books,
Alice
put 'em
in
in-
Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass.
So kind of put those two together, and we talked about Iron Man 2 already. It's number 3 spot with 312 million. I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as the first. The first one was much better to me. A lot more comedy, a lot more one-liners. I really felt that Iron Man 1 really set the standard, and Iron Man 2 couldn't even live in its shadow. I know you guys both liked it a lot, though, this
yeah, I
year.
liked it. It wasn't. I didn't like it as good as the first one, but it was good.
I know now this is Fendrick's favorite movie, Twilight Saga, the Eclipse series of it. Huge Twilight fan. He is definitely Team Jacob. Wears the t-shirt to school all the time. Really weird. But I haven't even seen this one yet. Kind of waiting, but I've read the book.
Is it just me, or does it seem like the Twilight is starting to die? The Twilight craze. I mean, the movies are still making money, but they were talking about it was basically the first week, and then after that it dropped off. Where as with Twilight and New Moon, it just kind of kept.
Well, and I'm
consistent.
also, with that being said, the Twilight Saga, they're doing these 12 o'clock releases. So you're opening 5, 6 movie theaters at the same time at 12 o'clock, and you're selling out across the nation. You're selling out at 12 o'clock at night. And it's like one of those things where kids can go back to school the next day if they have to. Some of their parents let them stay home. But they can brag that, hey, I went to the 12 o'clock showing. I think it's like a cool factor nowadays. Hey, I went to the 12 o'clock showing.
You wasn't
well, I
cool
went to the 2, and
unless you watched Lord of the Rings, the last one at midnight. It got over at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Has anybody ever done a midnight?
Yeah, I did Lord of the Rings.
You did Lord of the Rings.
I don't even think I have.
I did the first Spider-Man at midnight, and I think that was it. But that was I love Spider-Man. So.
Doesn't he still have pictures where he dressed up like
Yeah.
like Spider-Man?
I installed like a silly string shooter in my sleeve so I could shoot webs out at people.
And last but not least, my favorite movie of the year, up there at number 5, is Inception with 292 million. Really enjoyed the movie. I think it's doing well in DVD sales and everything still.
I would say so, yeah.
Great movie. But that's our top 5 grossing movies. That's Entertainment Weekly's chart. Like I said, they just kind of grabbed the numbers. What really, I'm gonna throw one more out there that's not on the list, but it did make number 6. Came out late in the season. Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 1. I really enjoyed the movie. I finished the books last year, anyways. Read through all of those. Good movie. Looking forward to Part 2. But that was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive that that late in the season, and it's already number 6 in the for the year. I thought that was pretty impressive for Harry Potter. So, anybody else? Any movies up there on the list?
So, since I'm the book person, you want me to take this?
Yeah.
This is Amazon's top 20 or top 5 bestsellers of the year. And if you look, the top 3 are what's called the Millennium Trilogy, the books that everybody's been talking about, the Stieg Larsson books. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, Girl Who Played with Fire, which they're not in order. The Girl Who Played with the Dragon Tattoo is first, and then the Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest is third. So I guess people are just skipping that second book.
Probably not that good.
But those are really good books. I've read the first 2. I know the original movie that was made in Sweden, they're talking about it's going to get some Oscar buzz and some nominations for stuff.
That's already out on DVD.
Yes. Actually, they have the second one out now on DVD.
Oh, okay. David
Fincher is doing the American version. It's going to have Daniel Craig as the main character, and then Rooney Mara from Social Network at the very beginning, a very small part, but a very specific part.
Daniel Craig doesn't have to worry about James Bond
But
anymore.
I'm looking forward to
they
that.
just-
And
they're
then
bringing it back.
the other 2 books up there, The Help by Catherine Stogge. Being an English person, I've heard a lot of people talk about that book. It's kind of like Steel Magnolias, Fried Green Tomatoes, kind of Southern women thing.
I'm in.
And then, of course, John Grisham, with The Confession.
Those are all fiction books.
Yes, these are all fiction.
What about nonfiction?
I did not have access to that list. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I did look at the New York Times. Their number 1 best-selling nonfiction book was the George W. Bush memoir.
Great book.
Thanks.
And
That guy knows
the
how to read.
second, their number 2 was that the game change or game plan or whatever the book about all the politics in Washington D.C. And then their number 3 nonfiction book for the year was They Call Me Baba Booey, Gary Delabate from Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. They are always talking about that on Howard Stern. So there we have the books for our reading section of our audience,
Yes.
and we always encourage you to get out and read a little bit. All right, looking at this list, the TV shows, and it blows me away that our top 5. You've got 2 shows that are in the top, like they're number 1 and number 2. Number 3 and number 4. It's crazy. So. TV, you got American Idol on Tuesday nights, and then you've got American Idol on Wednesday nights. That takes over the number 1 and number 2 spot. I know you didn't put them on.
I have to tell I had to combine just to get more shows on here. But yeah, the American Idol contest end results and the Dancing with the Stars dancing end results are 4 of the top 6 shows every week.
That's
and that blows.
crazy.
I've never watched more than 5 minutes of Dancing with the Stars.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't see
Terrible.
how people
It's
do.
terrible.
My mom will love. My mom loves it. My dad watches it. Now I am
does.
American Idol. They're switching all the judges and stuff. I'm going to watch that a little bit just to see how.
They
it
actually
is.
have people that know music. I mean,
Yeah.
I just kind of want to see how mean they are at the beginning. See if they rip people apart. NCIS, one of my, I like that show. It's always good to watching our reruns and stuff like that. Grey's Anatomy, I honestly wish that whole hospital staff, I cannot.
I think there's a new one coming out where they're like in the jungle.
I wish they were unable to talk.
Well, I'm just looking at
Walk
their
around
top
and not talk.
15, and honestly, there's 2 shows on there that we ever talk about watching. The Mentalist.
Good show.
Is number 11 overall, and then The Big Bang Theory, which I watch,
Another
is
good show.
Number 15.
So-
But it's a lot of garbage to me. But I guess we are not indicative of just
but
normal
you got to look
America.
at Wi-Fi makes the top, 5 or 6.
The Mentalist beats Psych, right?
Yes,
No, it
because
Good.
but The Mentalist is on network television.
But Hawaii Five-0 just coming out this year. It's already in the top 10. I mean, that's good for that show. So I mean, you got looking up. You got some more shows coming out. So, anything you just absolutely love this year? Boardwalk Empire was really good. Anything you loved other than
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy? There we go.
Justified. I like
Justified,
that.
another good show that just came out. And, well, guys, that'll wrap up the TV. When we come back from break, we'll start talking about video games, get into our fan questions and answers, and hopefully Lakeland will have some really good ones. This is Never Press Pause, episode 14. We'll be right back after the break. We are back. This is Never Press Pause, episode 14, in front of a live studio audience. Thank you. They're coming alive late on. This is episode 14, our year in review. We've been talking about some of our favorites, some of the favorites that have been picked by Entertainment Weekly. And up next, we are going to run through the top 10 downloaded songs on iTunes. So, take it away, G baby. It's all you, bud.
When I looked at this list, I kept thinking about number 1.
And you said,
And
I wonder what group comes on the radio that makes me want to punch myself in the face.
No, I remember us being in the football press box every time that comes on the warm-up CD, and you would say what you're getting ready to say.
I wonder what song or what group comes on the radio that makes Train want to punch themselves in the face as hard as I want to punch myself in the face when I hear a Train song come on the radio. So
Now
they didn't get
for,
most of those.
for Hey Soul Sister. The song has got an interesting history because they put it out as a single and it didn't do anything, and then it was on an episode of CSI, and they started using it in AT&T commercials, and people were like, "Hey, what's that song?" And then it turned into this big, huge thing. And if anybody watches Glee, they did the all boys choir did a version of Hey Soul Sister that is better than Train's version, I thought.
G-Baby gets blown away. He's just
Yeah, which
blows my mind.
and then the number 2 song, California Girls by Katy Perry,
Katy Perry. Whew. Katy Perry.
which she actually had, I think, 2 of the top 10. And then Love the Way You Lie by Eminem. with Rihanna. That probably one of my favorite songs this year.
They never play it on the radio though. It's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
If you have
heard it.
Sirius and you put it on Sirius Hits 1, you're going to hear it about once an hour.
That's the problem. Satellite radio and regular radio play it nonstop.
Airplanes, is that Bob or B.O.B.? I
heard that song.
I don't know. I'm not featuring Haley Williams. I assume that's the Haley Williams from Paramore. And then number 5 is Dynamite.
You can keep Tayo Cruz.
Dynamite.
Keep them at garbage. But so that's our top 5 downloaded songs on iTunes. There was the list of 10.
And I'll just throw in Billboard. Their number 1 selling album of the year was Eminem's Recovery CD, which is great. And then the most played artist of 2010, if you turned on a video
Rihanna.
channel or listened to the radio, their most played artist 2010 was Taylor Swift. And then Rihanna was number 2.
You love that.
I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. I can't deny.
All right, so there we have the music. Let's go ahead and just jump into the top selling video games of 2010, and then we'll talk about our favorites for the year. So, games for the year. Best selling games. Start off, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops sold like 5 million its first day out. I mean, coming out of the box, 5 million sold. It's set records again right after Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I can only imagine that the next Call of Duty franchise, or the next one in the franchise series, will go just as far. Just Dance 2, Liz has been asking us to get this so we can start dancing away on the Wii. That's number 2. Number 3, Halo Reach. I think it kind of came out at the wrong time. I think it would have had 6 more months to work without Modern Warfare.
If it come out at the start of the summer, it would
It
have been
came out
awesome.
like beginning of September.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people had in their mind, like, well, Black Ops is coming out in a couple months.
So even if you got both of them, it didn't matter. You were playing Black Ops by the time everybody got that. So one of our favorites, and we'll probably talk about that here in a little bit, Red Dead Redemption's at number 4, plus the downloadable content made it even better. And at number 5, the franchise that sells itself, Madden 11.
You know, I actually thought Red Dead would be higher than that because it came out so early in the year. Because, I mean, everybody that played games pretty much bought it.
Yeah, this list came off of 1UP, so I don't know.
Oh, I'm
where
sure.
Well, I don't know how the numbers.
I know
were
on
told.
Amazon, if you get on Amazon, Just Dance is always like 1 or 2.
Yeah, and I will say that Super Mario Brothers Wii was also really high. And then the number 1 selling game in the world this year was some game I'd never heard of.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, Monster Hunter. Yeah. And then the biggest selling sports game is weird because in America it's Madden, but
It's
everywhere
FIFA.
else is FIFA.
Yeah.
Was the biggest selling
and
sports
the
game.
Robinsons, they've definitely got that, and they were playing it. They said they loved it. Yeah, that we'll talk about
2K11's
that.
up there.
So, but that's the top 5 selling games, 1UP. So, all right, LBX.
Yeah.
We've been playing video games for a long time now. You got me started on this Xbox craze. I think it's a fad. It may go away here in a couple years.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's your favorite Xbox game?
I'll do like a little rundown. I would
Okay.
say like number 3, just Xbox games or just games?
Just games. Your,
All right,
your top
probably
3
number
games.
3 would be NBA 2K11. That game is awesome. It's the best basketball game I've ever played. It has the whole new Jordan stuff, which was awesome. I never beat all of it. I think Ty beat all the Jordan stuff. So I'd like to get all that done, get all the shoes and stuff like that. Number 2 would be StarCraft, probably.
StarCraft 2 came out.
Nobody really has played it except us, but gosh, that game is great.
Chad has,
Yeah,
and
Chad
Letha hates
has.
us for it.
It is really good. And probably number 1 as far as most game I've played and the most fun I've had is Black Ops. I mean, that's it helps when, you know, when everybody has a game, we can all play it together. And, you know, we all had Red Dead, but it was almost funner to play by yourself.
Yes,
But
we had a lot
as
of
far
fun
as just
doing that.
having fun, you know, playing with other people, Black Ops, getting hate mail all the time, stuff like that. So
Yeah, you still get hate mail. And you know, with what you just said, Call of Duty Black Ops, of course, that's going to be number 1 on my list as well. It's nonstop when I'm playing. I like to keep going. It's the whole camaraderie. It's the whole fact that, you know, all 3 of us can jump into one game, and then, you know, Ty will jump online, and Jay will be on his, and DJ Snipe will be over there.
Oh, tell them about our win streak.
We did the other, about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was like right at the beginning of Christmas break.
I had a 28-12 28 game win
You
streak.
did from the night before.
Yeah.
And I think that
topped
night
out at 21.
we topped out at 21 games in a row of Capture the Flag, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
21 games in a row of Capture the Flag. We did not lose. It was pretty. It was a lot of fun. It got to the point though when we lost, we were just
Kinda glad, yeah, we were glad.
But it was a good night. We had a lot of fun. But like I said, it was just Troy gets on there, he'll play. There was a guy named Corncob that used to get online and play with us, but he doesn't do that anymore. I think he's too busy working. But it's like you said, the camaraderie. We all get to be on there together. We're all playing.
And it
the
never
exact
gets
same
old.
games.
Like I have not got tired of it.
That's
play
why I
it
love
all the time.
multiplayer. So, all right. Well, thanks for your rundown, Grant. What do you got, G baby?
I thought about this a lot today, and kind of kept going back and forth. I think my number 3 game of the year would probably be Alan Wake. I really just liked that game. The way it's set up, the combat, it's kind of a little Resident Evil. It's it's a good third person kind of shooter game, and the way they use the flashlight and the gun at the same time, and just the story, the way that kind of built, I really, really liked Alan Wake. Number 2, probably be Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I was telling you all last night, I was like, I've liked this game, but there was one mission that I did 16 or 17 times because if a guy saw you for a split second, you failed it. And
I thought that's what had ruined you from it until today, huh?
Well, other than once you got through that one mission, then you don't see that. But there are 3 or 4 little missions or little kind of glitchy things like that will frustrate you. But because there's so much to do and so much that you can kind of go to and find and all these little hidden things, which I'm kind of OCD about. But yeah, I would put that as number 2.
That's where I got in the problem with the second one. I'm just so OCD about going to find these little things in every town.
And then my game of the year, and I've been saying it for months now, is Red Dead Redemption.
He's going to break away from the
There
That
is
is a good
so
game.
much. Black Ops, as much time as I've put into Black Ops, it's great fun as far as best game. I don't know if I can say that, considering I think Red Dead did so many things well. The story, the voice acting, the kind of the mission structure, just everything about that game worked for me.
Well, and it's like you said, we did play Red Dead. We played it together. We'd get online, but we played it single player, and we'd just kind of sit there and talk to each other, which is like we did with Fallout 3 for a while, it's all right. We tell each other where to go, but we're not in the same game going for the same goal at the same time, which kind of ruined it for us. Red Dead Redemption, definitely on the top 3 of my list. Call of Duty Black Ops, of course, as many hours as I put in there. I mean, I could have like a master's degree in like something else in college. StarCraft 2, we did enjoy StarCraft 2 for a while. And
like 2 months straight, pretty much.
Yeah, and then that was before Call of Duty came out. Another one I'd like to throw out that I put a lot of hours into, and I know you guys didn't like it you guys didn't hardly like it at all, but Just Cause 2. I like the open world play, the flying around with the parachute and the grappling hook, flying any airplane or any vehicle I wanted. That I really enjoyed Just Cause 2, and we all 3 played Uncharted 2. And
that was 2009. That was 2009.
Okay. So, that was just rounding out. I think I played it this year. I think I got it a little late, but
I will mention, kind of all we talked about was multi-platform games. As far as PS3 goes, Heavy Rain, for what it is a great experience. It's not a game per se.
A movie.
But yeah, it's a movie, and the way the story kind of unfolds and everything, and it's got a good story. It's as good as some movies you're going to see. So, that would probably be my pick if we were going to say PS3 game of the year or something.
That and another big PS3 game was God of War 3.
God of War 3.
That game was really good.
Very good game. Great. I think the graphics really. But God of War is its own franchise. Like we've talked about that. Very good game though. So, well, guys, those are our picks for wrapping it up for the year in review. We're going to turn it over now to our audience. Make sure we repeat the question as they ask it,
yes.
so we know what they're talking about on air when this airs. Audience members, Miss Lakin, we'll start with you. You had another question. We'll let you go ahead and ruin it. And
She's already forgot it.
Go ahead, Miss Lakin.
I really like the
Well,
You liked the last song. Lakin wants to know why the last song was on the list.
the last song was on the list.
The
Number
the last song. No, it wasn't.
the last Airbender was.
Yes, the last Airbender. But it's not It's not the movie Lakin liked the best. If you want to give that, you can get your own podcast first.
I have one more question.
You can blog or put it on your Facebook.
I've been wanting to ask this for the whole season, and nobody would answer it. But anyway, I'm going to school to be a blogger, and Legally Blonde has inspired me to do this. So I wanted to get your all thoughts on that movie.
Our thoughts on Legally
Our
Blonde.
thoughts on Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde, good comedy with Reese Witherspoon. It's enjoyable. Sure.
I've only seen half of the first one. And
Are you guys the only? Am I the only one that wants to take my cup and throw it at her right
No,
now?
I mean, I'll.
Am I the only one that wants to do that?
No.
We wish you all the best of luck in law school, and just judging by the two questions you've asked tonight, it looks like you're
you
on
better
the,
go into
looks like you're on the right path.
go into contract law or something.
So, good.
Any real questions at this point?
Thank you, Lakin, for the question.
Should have done the top 5 YouTube videos.
Okay, we will. I thought Chad had 3 questions.
Yeah.
Yes, Chad. 3 questions.
so
Go ahead.
3
3-parter. Jay.
Question. You were talking about Predators earlier with Adrian Brody, right?
Yes, Predators with Adrian Brody.
I want to beat him up again. I just want to know about that first time you beat him.
Well, okay. The first time I wanted to beat up Adrian Brody was when he kissed Halle Berry on the MTV. You've made them too young.
Wasn't it the Oscars?
All right, this is Never Press Pause. We are back for episode 14. We're going to wrap it up with some viewer questions. Question was just asked the first time I wanted to punch. Not that I have, but the first time I wanted to punch Adrian Brody would have been during the MTV Movie Awards. Or was it the Oscars?
I thought it was the Oscars when he won for
Best
The Pianist.
Yeah, he won for Best Actor in The Pianist. And I didn't know who he was. I hadn't seen The Pianist at the time, but he just reaches over, kisses Halle Berry on the lips, and I was G-babied. I was floored. I didn't know what was going on. Who is this nobody? Where did he come from? Why is he the Best Actor? And at that moment, if I could have reached through my screen, strangled him, and then punched him in his big, stupid, fat, ugly nose, I would have. So my hatred carries over, and then he's in that dumb Coke commercial, or that Diet Coke commercial, and I'm like, you're nobody. You kiss somebody, and I want to punch you in the nose and throw a Coke can at you now. Okay? Then I watch The Pianist, and I'm like, Adrian Brody, he's got talent. I like this guy. I'm going to watch some of his stuff. And then it happens again. He tries to be a hero, tries to be awesome in Predators, and I wish a Predator would have gutted him right from behind and then broke his nose off. And kept that as a trophy instead of the spinal cord.
worn it around his neck.
Yeah,
and
hey,
nose.
and everybody would have known, but like, oh, you killed Brody because that's his nose, So that's my beef. Sorry, I get a little heat. I gotta take a drink on that.
It's good sweet.
That's why, yeah, it's good sweet tea.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm good now. Any other questions out there? Anybody else got anything favorite that they liked this year that they want to talk about? Sweet
Cool,
crickets.
TV show was Dexter.
Okay.
Favorite TV show he said was
Favorite
Dexter.
TV show is Dexter from Corn Cob, aka Kyle Cornett, aka again. I love it.
My favorite TV show is Teen Mom.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I
Day and night she talks
I'll grind my gears for a second.
on Teen Mom.
No, well, on the genre of teen mom, like I don't do reality shows. I think they're stupid. They're not reality. If someone went around and followed a pregnant teenager, it's not going to be nearly that interesting. That stuff is edited. That stuff is cut out. I don't understand. I was reading something this morning. Jersey Shore, the most watched cable show ever was the premiere of Jersey Shore. Now that is horrible. Like I cannot just do reality shows. I think they're completely pointless. And like Survivor,
Except Big Brother. I love Big Brother.
Dexter, okay, show. I've seen the first 3 seasons.
I saw season 1, and what for me, it just got repetitive.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, you're kind of funny. It's kind of you're a serial killer. I got it, but do something. Like, okay, the same thing happened every episode. It seemed like to me. Season 1 watched all the way through. got it on Netflix, and I said I'm good. I don't need to.
I watched the whole
that's
first
just the way
season, and I didn't really want to watch the second season.
I will say that Dexter's a good show. Like Netflix has it streaming. They got the first season. It's a good show to sit down, watch, a couple episodes at a time, because I think the way Dexter is structured, the more you can watch in a row, kind of the better you are, because there's kind of the little twists and turns and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it is no Psych. I do love me some Psych.
So Dexter.
Although I was very disappointed with the season finale with Mr. Yin. I thought they would do more with that. But
the people that talk about Dexter, they love it. Like they're diehard Dexter fans out there that absolutely love it.
It's like the True Blood people.
Yeah.
There's the people who really like True Blood and the people who really don't.
I know.
I really do.
I'm right there with you. We're getting ready to start season 3 on demand. So, anybody else got any question, comments? Troy, best video game of the year. What do you got in your opinion? Troy Tinsley, everybody. Oh wow, he just shut
Dead
up.
air.
Between Halo Reach and Black Ops for me.
We didn't really talk about Halo.
You know what we
Reach.
didn't talk about was Troy's dad watching him play video games while we were on a party.
Yeah. Troy's dad, I don't know what he's saying, but Troy will be like, yeah, he's using that gun, Dad, or yeah, that's what happens.
Oh,
when
he's
you
trying,
get that kill.
what he's trying to do is get behind him, Dad. He's trying to kind of get behind him and sneak in.
My favorite was Red Dead Redemption when Troy was trying to play poker, and his dad's like, "No, you need to see the flop." Dad, I know how to play cards. So, Troy, my favorite part of the year was listening to your dad in the background. Thank you.
Pretty good.
Thank you, Troy's father.
And listening to Dylan giggle.
Dylan's little giggle is just,
That's the best. That's the best.
That and Fendrix's random cat and Dominic the Donkey,
Dominic
which we
the
were
Donkey.
interested.
Yes.
Fendrix
absolutely.
has cat piano that plays. He
I don't
plays
even
little
think he
cat
has the piano. I think he just has the cat meow. And
That's why they talk about because he left.
Yeah. So
I thought he still had cat piano.
I don't think it was the piano, but he does have the cat button. Anybody else? Questions, comments?
Town's the best movie.
Town was a very good movie. Absolutely.
I'm gonna watch it maybe tomorrow if we're off.
Well, let's entertain some of these kids over here real quick. YouTube videos. What'd you like?
Bedroom Intruder.
Bedroom Intruder was hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Absolutely funny. Tosh.0 is bringing it all back.
Yeah.
He's running that. So if you guys want to see your best videos,
Go watch Tosh.0. I liked one of the things on there was they were like, "What should I sign off with?" And it was like, "Hey, thanks for doing all my work for me," or something like that, because everybody, he's just using everybody's stuff.
My favorite was, and it's so true, I don't know if your guys' does it, the DVR, TiVo, and Comedy Central's timing, it literally cuts off the
it
ends of
cuts
shows,
off.
and it was like, who knows what's going to happen because my DVR will, because of Comedy Central's stupid timing, my DVR will cut this off. So, thank you. Good. I'm glad I said it nice and loud for you, bud.
I have to say her favorite YouTube video.
Sarah, what's your favorite YouTube video?
Unforgivable, Shakira style.
Unforgivable Shakira style.
We got a little update on Unforgiven.
Yes. So, we're wrapping up here. This is the end of the first season, and I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank everybody for listening and watching, and going to the website, and people spreading the word. It blew my mind because I put the little counter on the blog on Blogspot, and from the beginning of November, 400 people came and looked at that. And I'm sure about 200 of those were me and Bill at school checking it every day, but still 200 people to come just read kind of our random stuff, and we've came a long way since the Ottoman. I know we keep talking about the Ottoman.
But that's the beginning. That's our
Yeah.
roots. We gotta go back.
So.
Bailey, anything you'd like to say for the end of the year wrap-up?
Just keep checking us out. We've done 13 episodes. This will be the
This will be
14th.
14th.
If you haven't watched some of them, get on YouTube during the day, watch it, like it, make a comment or something like that. Check them all out.
All right, I'm with G Baby and Bailey. Thank you guys so much. Thank you Tech Talk. Thank you Chad Hembry for making this possible. We couldn't do it without you. Dwayne, thank you so much for your tech support. Really, man, you do a lot of work behind the scenes, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Very special episode for us.
Very special episode.
And that'll do it. Remember, fans, never press pause.